Caz, I don't know where to start, but I know people have already gotten to know you after watching the video of you helping us sail from USVI to Panama, going through the canal, and now this big trip across the Pacific, including the Galapagos and everything. It's really amazing. And Lenny and I have never had crew before, and this all started with us interviewing you. How did we find you again?
You guys found me on Crewbay, and
I think it was Lenny's idea. She decided, well, she wanted somebody who was a healthy chef,
right,
and who could also sail, and that's why we went on that Crewbay website. I'm remembering it now. And I don't know if you know, but we, or maybe we told you, but we interviewed, 4 different candidates.
Yeah.
And you really stood out because of your personality, your spirit, and your like, everybody was qualified chef, but you were a healthy chef is what we called you, and your sailing career. Tell us how you got started in sailing.
As a chef, the sailing I got into because initially I was into mountaineering in South Africa. I did a lot of canyon guiding, mountaineering, hiking, mountain rescue, and from there just loved ropes, got into sailing, used to go to the yacht club, Royal Cape Yacht Club, went in out races, and then got my day skippers and started doing deliveries, and from there it was just, you fall in love with the ocean, and I haven't looked back. I did my yacht masters, and then challenged myself, like you guys saw my Southern Ocean trip. I thought if I do that and I still love sailing, then I must really love sailing. That was a big challenge. So sailing with you guys has been very, 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 very relaxed for me. I think this has been a fun trip. No stress at all, actually. Just a lot of cooking.
Going back to your Southern Ocean experience, I'm going to show that video here, and I just want people to let this sink in for a minute.
Yeah, that was big.
Because as you're watching this video here, this is Caz in the Southern Ocean with her friend, the skipper, Kenneth, and one other crew member. And they got into the Roaring Forties area on a delivery from Cape Town to Australia. And they had winds in excess of 70 knots, and they had 50, 60-foot waves. And you said, we have this little clip on YouTube, and we watched it. And to our audience here, I want you to know, Caz is so much fun, and we always have fun, and everything's, we always make a joke and lighthearted. But when she showed us this video, we were all sitting around the dining room table, and we were frozen and silent, because you can't watch it and not realize that it's a miracle that they survived that trip. And looking back now, they know the delivery company made a mistake, and this is years ago. Weather routing wasn't the same as it is today and all that. But just the fact that Caz and her crew made it through that, it's been rewarding for us, because you have a lot more experience than Mike and Lenny and I. I mean, we have a lot of experience cruising, but you have these massive ocean deliveries, 50, 60 days. And so there was times, I think on our first passage from USVI to Panama, when we purposely did it in January, which is the roughest month.
A rough time.
And we had 12 to 15 foot waves and 25 to 29 knots of true wind. And every time a big wave would hit us, we would all look at Caz, and Caz would get into that surf stance right there. And we'd go, well, I guess this is okay. We're not going to die if Caz is laughing and, whatever. But we hadn't seen that video yet.
Yeah. And
after seeing that video, it's like, man, it's really comforting to have you on board. I will say that your cooking was top notch. I mean, you are a professional chef. Caz makes everything from scratch. Her dinners take 2.5 hours to feed 4 people. Her lunches take an hour and a half. And she loves to do it. Often we would say, Caz, you can simplify today or whatever. And her version of simple is still an elegant, wonderful meal. And everything with the healthy side, and, less butter and no seed oils. And still the tastes were just out of this world. The other thing, Caz, I didn't know you could cook so much meat on a stove or in an oven. You know, you rarely use the barbecue. You know, and I'm a barbecue guy, right? And
I love a good barbecue. I mean, that barbecue cooks a little slower, and obviously conditions weren't always ideal out in the ocean. So, I mean, there were days.
Have you ever done an ocean passage where you had air conditioning every night?
No. No, actually, having a really good shower basically every evening and running with AC has been so different. And then, you know, obviously having Starlink, and I was just thinking the other day how things have changed and what it's like to be sailing with you guys, and I'm emotional leaving. I'm like, I don't want to go, this has been amazing, but I know you guys are going to have a great time. It's just been very different, very beautiful, lots of fun, lots of things breaking, lots of things to fix. I've loved my morning watches. Man, I've had some beautiful moons and stars and sunrises and great chats and quiet moments and interesting sleeps in my bed. But yeah, I mean, making all that healthy food, it's a pleasure because I eat that way. I love it, you know.
So are you gonna sail with us again when we sail from Tonga to New Zealand or wherever the plan is?
We better.
I think you're leaving some gear on board, which means we expect you back.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what else are we gonna do? Who else is gonna cook this way for you? And who else is gonna do crazy ceremonies like the equator crossing and all this fun stuff?
Oh God,
this was fun to plan. Randy's ad hoc birthday, Captain Appreciation Day, the crossing, the random desserts for the guys fixing things. Because, you know, when I was planning, you get this preference sheet and people are quite stringent on the preference sheet. So Randy and Mike and Lenny were like, this is what we like, this is what we don't like, this is how we live, this is how we eat. But I spent hours and hours and days interpreting and thinking and feeling with all these years of experience going, I know this is what you're saying, and I can give you what you want, but I know in between we want midnight snacks and we want healthy desserts, and there's going to be reason to celebrate, and being around the table and being around food and taking the time to make it is an act of love and sharing and sitting with people with great conversations. I mean, Captain's hours were hilarious. So it takes more than it just seems of just provisioning and buying and then going with it. It's also the flexibility of going with what food needs to be cooked today and then adapting to these people's personalities. So 5 minutes later, Randy and them fix the boom, and I'm like, right, it's time for a celebratory dessert, right? It's having that fluidity and adding to that fun. I love that so much.
Caz, it was wonderful, and it was a great first experience for us to have you on board. And now we hope to become lifelong sailing buddies, because Lenny and I are going to continue, you know, ocean passages and, you know, things like this.